Imagine, if you will, you wake up tomorrow morning, get ready for work, and then your boss rings and says, Helen, you don't have to come into work today. I'm still going to pay you. You haven't lost your job, but the day is yours. You can do what you like with it. So imagine that's you. Even if your name's not Helen, what are you going to do with your free day? So maybe it's a lovely day, you decide to go for a walk in the Peak District. Maybe you catch up on all those things you didn't get finished at the weekend. Maybe you do something you never normally do, like go to the pub for lunch. And now I want you to imagine that is a scenario that's going to happen every day for the next year. Your boss isn't going to ring you every day, but you're going to get paid every day for the next year, and you can do whatever you like. And I'd like you to turn to the person to your right and tell them, the first thing that comes into your head, what are you going to do with your year? Oh. Clearly this has fired some people up a bit. Does anyone else want to share? What was your partner's, what were they going to do with the rest of their life? Rana, do you want to share? So you'd carry on, because you feel really privileged to be doing what you're doing now, you'd carry on doing that but with more holidays. Is that right? Yeah. Lovely, thank you. Anyone else? Same, okay. Any advance on that? I don't know if it will reach that far. Will it reach that far? Yeah, go on.
I don't want to drop my phone. So Sabrina said she'd like to, well, her big dream is to start like an animation company.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I guess because all her outgoings will be taken care of, but that's like really what she feels purposeful to do, so yeah.
Lovely, thank you. So thank you all for sharing. How did that feel? Was it exciting, exhilarating, liberating, a bit terrifying? Yeah? So most of us, we don't really get encouraged to dream, do we? And I heard something the other day. Anthony Robbins, I don't know if you've come across him, but he's a writer, business coach, and entrepreneur. And he came out with this great phrase: most people are too busy making a living to design a life. I thought that was wonderful. Most people too busy making a living to design their life. And it made me think, thank you, Lucy. It made me think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So I don't know if you're familiar with Maslow. Maslow was a psychologist, and he had this theory that we all have needs, and that there's a kind of pecking order to them. And he came out with this sort of pyramid. And at the bottom is our fundamental human needs for shelter, food, water, sex, and continuing the human race. And we can't, until we've got those needs satisfied, we can't do anything. We can't think about like enjoying ourselves, getting a job, having a holiday, until we've got those things secured. Next up comes safety. So we've got a roof over our head, we've got food. Is that going to still be there tomorrow, the next day? How long are all of these basic human needs going to be met? Have we got security in our job? Next comes love and belonging. So do we feel part of something bigger? Do we feel connected to people? There's been a bit of talk about connection tonight. Are our needs for intimacy being met? And then next up is esteem. So that's maybe about what we're doing for a living to secure our basic needs. Is that in line with how we see ourselves and what our core values are? And do we have self-respect? And also, do we have the self-respect or the respect of other people? Are we recognised? Are we rewarded for what we're doing? And when we've achieved all of this, at the very top, before Lucy's arms drop off, is self-actualization, which is basically what Bilal was saying earlier about, are we fulfilling our full potential? And when we are, and we've done all these other things, have we got a bit of spare to give back? And what do we want our legacy to be? How do we want to be remembered? What would we like to leave for others? Thank you. So, how does that relate to me? Well, 11 years ago, I was maybe somewhere around about here. I had a lovely life. I was running my own business, which I still do, as a gardener and garden designer. Had 2 fantastic kids and was living in a housing co-op that I'd helped to establish. So most of my needs were being met. However, I really wanted a bit more autonomy. I really wanted to own my own home, and then I would have somewhere that the boys could always call home and come back to. But as a self-employed gardener and garden designer, you can imagine, sometimes it's just never going to stop raining, you can't see a garden for snow, I don't always know when the design work is going to come in, so I needed a plan B because I really wasn't the most attractive mortgage proposition. And I got introduced to a business opportunity 11 years ago, one where I could work part-time hours to suit me around my other business. I would be getting paid for helping other people to save money on the things that they can't avoid spending money on, and that really floats my boat. And also, I would be getting paid a residual income. And that was something I'd never heard of before. Has anyone else ever heard of residual income? Couple. But I'm sure if I mentioned royalties, people know what they are, yeah? So it's like a royalty that a writer or a musician would get paid. Whenever their work is published or played, they get paid again and again and again, yeah? So I would get paid again and again and again, a small amount each month for every person that I've helped over those 11 years, as long as they stay a customer. And most do, because they're very happy. Jump forward a couple of years, I'm on the property ladder, I've got a mortgage with my now husband. My kids have left home, they're grown and flown, and my business is growing. Jump forward to now, and one of my kids is living in Australia, and because of that residual income, I can take the time off to go for an extended trip, not a year, but an extended trip to go see him in Sydney, visit other friends in New Zealand, in Melbourne. I don't have to ask permission to take extended leave because I'm the boss. I don't have to worry that I'm not working while I'm away. I could work, time zone permitting, from other people's homes, but I know that I've still got income coming in. My mum's going to be 90 next month. She's been having a lot of falls lately, and this position means that I can just drop everything and go help look after her. And again, I don't have to ask permission, and I don't have to worry about the money coming in. So, in a way, I am not just a garden designer, but I'm designing my own life. And I'm not here yet, and maybe when I get to the top level, maybe it'll be setting up a foundation or something that aligns with my past skills and experience, maybe something around housing security, food security, sustainability, something like that. So really, I just want to leave you with that thought of, if we go back to Anthony Robbins, are you just too busy living, making a living to design your life? And what's stopping you from realising that thing that you imagined when I asked you, imagine for the rest of your life, you don't have to worry, time and money are no objects. I'm not special, there's nothing unusual about me. So if I can do it, then maybe you can. And if you want to find out about the vehicle that I've chosen to get me there, come and have a chat at the end with me or Kat, who's sat here, and we can tell you how we're doing that. But whatever vehicle you choose, just really, really urge you to dream big, dare greatly, and go for it.